What's up guys, Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. What I am doing today is I'm gonna make myself some breakfast. I have my quick stove cube stove out here getting coals nice and hot and ready for me to be able to fry up some potatoes and some eggs. And what I'm using are these quick stove fuel discs, which I know you can also get these from Frybake stove or Coughlin's, but it's a really good way to get a long burn, and they're made from cedar and a paraffin wax. So really cool product. What I am going to be using is the trusty old Frybake. So we're going to show you how I cook up some hash browns and some eggs with this awesome frying pan. So what I'm going to do first though is go ahead and prep my food. I'm going to slice and dice my little red potato that I've got here. Now I'm using my mini Griptilian, which is not the ideal food prep knife, but it is definitely cranking through this potato without any problems. So I'm out here in American Fork Canyon, which is one of my favorite places to come and do filming for the channel. And so I thought, after getting several requests after posting my Frybake review, the people wanted to see some recipes or some cooking done with the Frybake. So what I'm going to do is try to do that on occasion, and today we're going to start with hash browns and, well, just fried potatoes and some eggs. So should be a good way to do it. I've got a bunch of butter and such, and you can see that my stove is getting pretty hot, so it's melting down into the snow, which is fine, not a big deal. Alright, so this is the Frybake. I'm going to let that heat up a little bit. What I like about the quick stove is you've got a lot of like cooking surface, so it fits really well for the Frybake. Now the quick stove isn't something that I would necessarily choose to take backpacking, but with that said, it really is a good stove, and it does the job. So now that we're getting some heat on there, pull the dog hair out of my butter, and I'm going to just drop some butter in there. Let's do a little bit more than that. Oh no! What we're going to do now is just drop the potatoes in there. Beautiful. So as I mentioned in my review, one of the great things about the Frybake is they do kind of encourage you to use metal utensils. So you've got a lot of options with this to be able to like actually scratch it up and use and abuse it, which is one of my favorite things about it. So with a fire like this, you can get a really good burn on it and be able to control your temperature a little bit better. What I have used the Frybake to cook with mostly is like an MSR Whisper Light, and the Whisper Light is a really cool stove, but it's hard to like get a really low temperature on it. So using the Frybake with the Whisper Light is not the most ideal situation, but it works. What I've got here is just some salt and pepper that I'm gonna put in a little dropper, and I squeeze it, and it gives me kind of the optimal way to get stuff spread on there. So now I'm going to just drop the lid on top of the Frybake there and let that do its job for just a second. Alright guys, so now my potatoes are starting to get nice and crisped up. So what I'm going to do now is add the rest of my butter to this. And I'm just keeping things really simple. One of my favorite things about cooking with the Frybake is you can do really simple meals, and it doesn't have to be this really like intense thing. You can have really good meals in the backcountry without having to really like go too fancy. So now obviously raw eggs are not something that you're going to take with you backpacking unless you have a way to either keep them fresh in the sense that you might have somebody who has chickens and you don't have to refrigerate the eggs, and you can make it so they don't get crushed. So just something to think about. But there is like powdered egg that you can get, usually like a food storage type situation. But I do like to take little red potatoes like this into the backcountry because it's not that much weight, and I can in a lot of ways guarantee myself like a really decent meal. It's starting to rain pretty heavy out here and making things a little bit interesting, but yeah, I love the Frybake and just love how it allows for a little bit more gourmet type of meals in the backcountry, especially if you're using a wood stove, which is kind of a new concept for me. I've always cooked on the Frybake, like I said before, with the MSR Whisper Light. Still a really great way to cook with this. And what I'm using here is the Alpine style Frybake, so it's 8 inches in diameter. You can see that for a single person, it's kind of the ideal size. And if I was cooking for 2 people, I would have to cook the meals separately. So, but one of my favorite things about this is that I can use a metal spatula, which is what I'm using right now. And you can get this from Frybake. And it just allows you to get all of the burnt stuff off of the pan, so that you don't have to use, you really don't have to use like a scrubber. You can use dirt or sand or things like that. And what I'm going to try to do here is flip these, because I actually really like a runny yolk. So we're going to see with this little spatula if it can be done. Oh yeah, baby. That is beautiful. Move these potatoes around a little bit. Oh yeah, awesome. These are looking really good. I'm excited about this. So yeah, guys, if you don't have like a lot of time for your meals while you're at backpacking, or it's not something that you've like really tried, then this may not be the best option for you. But what I love is just the fact that I can still have a home-cooked type meal in the backcountry and be willing to carry a little bit extra weight because of it. And I will have just a beautiful meal, fills me up nice and good. And you can do all sorts of things, especially if you know how to make a quick bread. Then with a quick bread, you can make all sorts of meals with that. You can do dumplings with like a chicken noodle soup. Just get like a chicken broth base or bouillon cubes. And then you can also just use like any kind of pasta and make yourself a really nice meal like that. You can make calzones, as I've mentioned several times before. You can do all sorts of fun things if you're willing to carry a little bit extra weight. Take the time to cook yourself a nice meal. But the Frybake is really a great option for backpacking. It's not that heavy. Oops. Potato's gonna get cooked down into the stove. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy myself some eggs and potatoes here. Put a little bit more salt and pepper on there, but there you go. That's the first meal you'll see of me cooking on the Frybake for you guys. So since you requested it, I'm gonna do a little bit more of these, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off and enjoy myself a nice, beautiful breakfast. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I hope you have an awesome day as always. Oh man, eggs and hash browns. Super good. This is just so awesome. I'm loving it. Frybake is killer. Really great. Thanks for watching, guys.